Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, teacher.
Morning, teacher.
Morning. How are you doing? Feeling good? Like I should. Anybody, what's the day today? Today is. What is the day today? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my class. Good morning, Kanampi. Good morning, Paje. Good morning, Dan. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning,
teacher.
Sharif. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Baybun. Good morning, Picha Dapat. Good morning, Pariakon.
Good
Good morning, Pum. Hello, Pum. How are you? Are you all right?
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Pariakon. Good morning, Yana Pa. Good morning, Kanasanan. Good morning, Trit.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning.
Really good.
Very good. What day is it today? Does anybody know? Good morning, Trit. Why did you turn off your camera? Turn it on.
Morning, teacher.
Good morning, Pawinaon. Turn on your camera. Very good for those who are turning on their cameras. Pawinaon, Sungkit, Tafan, Pariakon, and Yanapat, and Kanasanan. Good job. Okay, we're going to start in 5 minutes. We're just giving time for your classmates to enter the room. Patrick Star. Good morning, Tawan.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I like your hair. Cool.
Really good.
Yes, very good haircut. Morning, everybody. Everybody.
Morning.
Good morning for those who just entered. Good morning, everybody. Can you see my screen, everybody? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, is it readable? Okay. So we're going to start in a minute. Welcome to those who just entered the room and also good morning. Good morning, Pichayapa.
Good morning.
Okay, today we're going to study conversation. So I want you to prepare your conversation book named Let's Go. Get your Let's Go book, both the student book and the workbook. But first, we're going to learn first the student book. Okay? And open your book to page 48. Open your book to page 48. It's the unit 6 of your Let's Go book. Okay, the title of this unit is My
Student book.
Ah?
Student book.
Yes, student book. Okay. Yes, probably. Okay, so let's start. Okay, we're going to begin by listening first in a conversation between Kate and Jenny. Okay, let's listen to their conversation.
Page 48, Unit 6. My house. Let's talk. A. Listen and say.
Where do you live, Jenny?
I live in Hillsdale.
What's your address?
It's 6 North Street.
What's your cell phone number?
It's 798-555-2143.
Okay, let's try to listen to it again. And then later we're going to say the same, or we're going to read the conversation.
Page 48, Unit 6. My house. Let's talk. A. Listen and say.
Where do you live, Jenny?
I live in Hillsdale.
What's your address?
It's 6 North Street.
What's your cell phone number?
It's 798-555-2143.
Okay, so now let's read it on our own. Okay, let's read it. Okay, say, where do you live, Jenny? Okay, you may turn on your microphone. Say, where do you live, Jenny? Very good. And say, I live in Hillsdale.
I live in Hillsdale.
Good job. Okay, when somebody asks you, where do you live? What will you say? For example, where do you live? Smile. I live in.
I live in.
You may say, I live in Hadiay. Okay? I live in Hillsdale. Okay, that means, okay, you live in that place. Where do you live means where do you stay? Where is your house? Okay? Where is your house? Where do you live? For example, let's ask somebody else. Let's ask Rasa. Where do you live? Rasa. You may say, I live in. You may say, I live in Hadiay. Rasa.
Again, please.
Okay, so I will say, where do you live? Rasa. And then you will say, I live in Hadiay.
I live in Hadiay.
Very good. Okay, good job. Okay, next, let's ask Pajet. Pajet, where do you live, Pajet?
I live in Hadiay.
Very good. Okay, one more. Pum, where do you live, Pum? Where do you live, Pum? You will say, I live in Hadiay.
I live in Hadiay.
Very good. Okay. When somebody asks you, where do you live? You will say, I live in Hadiay. Okay. Or if you live in other places, for example, in Songkla town, you will say, I live in Songkla. Okay. Okay. Is there anybody that lives in somewhere else besides Hadiay and Songkla? Okay. You may say that place. Where do you live? Okay. Next. What's your address? Let's listen. Let's answer. What's your address? For example, in this conversation, Jenny said it's 6 North Street. Okay, you may say the number of your house. Okay, and then the street. Okay. For example, what's your address? It's for example, my address. It's 5/2 Tawon Rasami. Tawon Rasami. Okay, like that. Okay. The street, it's the soy, right? You have the soy in Thailand. You call it soy. In this conversation, they call it street. So you will, instead of saying soy, you will say street. Okay. Okay. It's 6 North Street. Next, this one, I think this is, you are familiar with this part. What's your phone number or what's your cell phone number? Jenny said it's 798-555-2143. You may also say the same format, okay? What is your phone number? Do you know your phone number or the phone number of your parents? For example, I will ask Tafan, what's your phone number? Do you know?
No.
Okay. Who knows your phone number? You may raise your hand. Boom, do you know your phone number or your mom's phone number? What? Do you know, Boom?
What?
Do you know your phone number? Okay, what's the phone number of your mom?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what about Kanumpim? Somebody's raising her hand, but I can't I can't read because it's Thai. Okay. The phone number, they use it, or your moms and dads, your mom and dad use it for calling or texting someone. Okay, that's the phone number. It can be cell phone or telephone number. Okay. Okay, remember kids? Okay, let's recap. Remember, when somebody asks you where do you live, you will say I live in, and you will say your city, okay? I live in Hadyai. Okay, and then what's your address? It's 6 North Street. It will be the number of your house and the name of your street. Okay?
Teacher,
Where do you live? I live in Hillsdale. Hillsdale. What's your address? It's 6 North Street. Yes?
teacher, I just came in. So what page?
Page 48.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now let's go to page 49. Let's listen to a song. The name of the song is Hillsdale. So let's listen to it.
Page 49. B. Listen and sing. Hillsdale.
Where do you live?
In Hillsdale,
Where do you live?
in Hillsdale. I live in Hillsdale, how about you?
I live in Hillsdale too. What's your address in Hillsdale? What's your address in Hillsdale?
It's North Street, number 42. I live next to you.
Okay, let's listen to it again. Now you're going to sing along.
Page 49. B. Listen and sing. Hillsdale.
Where do you live?
In Hillsdale,
Where do you live?
in Hillsdale. I live in Hillsdale, how about you?
I live in Hillsdale too. What's your address in Hillsdale? What's your address in Hillsdale?
It's North Street, number 42. I live next to you.
Okay, so how about you? Do you know your house number? Okay, their house numbers are number 42, and the other one is next to number 42, so maybe it will be number 44 or 40, because some houses are like odd numbers and then odd numbers on the other side, and on the other side it will be even numbers, so it will be 42, so 40 or 44. Okay, so how about you? Where do you live? So you're going to say, what are you going to say? Where do you live? I live in, you're going to write Hadyai. Okay, you're going to Hadyai. I live in Hadyai. So this is how we spell Hadyai. And you're going to write it on your book. It's in page. Did you see it already in your book?
Teacher, and then teacher, number 1 finished.
Then we have to actually draw our address.
In the first part, I live in, you're going to write your place. For example, it could be Hadyai or Songkla. Yes?
Teacher,
Yes?
And I finished.
but what about the second one? Do I have to actually
Wait.
draw my real address?
Okay, speak again.
Teacher, do I have to paste my actual address in number
49. And I finished.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back. Okay, in number 1,
Teacher,
I live in Hadyai. So that's the first question. Where do you live? I live in Hadyai. And the next question, what's your address? In this part, you're going to answer it on your own. What's your address? It's
You need my address.
okay. You're going to write your own address. Okay. Do you know your own address?
I do not remember my address, but my mom
You can ask your mom. Okay.
told me the address.
Okay. For the other kids, you may ask your mom or dad about your address. Okay. But in the first part, where do you live? I live in Hadiay. Okay, let's go. Now we're going to learn new words. Okay, let's see if you're already familiar with these words. Okay, these are the words or these are the things that you can see at home. Let's listen first to the Let's Go kids as they say these words. Okay, you may also repeat after them. Okay, repeat after them. A bed, a bathtub, a sofa, a stove, a lamp, a sink, a TV, a refrigerator. Okay, kids, I want you to repeat after the word. Okay, say the word after the Let's Go kids say them. Okay, now open or turn on your microphone. Turn on your microphone and you will repeat after them. Okay, ready? 1, 2,
Put my
1, 2, 3, go. Repeat after the Let's Go kids say it. A stove. Turn on your microphone, kids.
teacher. I can't hear it.
You can hear me?
No, I cannot hear.
You cannot hear what? The Let's Go?
Yes.
Are you sure? Wait a minute. So you cannot hear.
I cannot hear the letter.
Everybody cannot hear?
ทุกคนได้ยินไหม
No ผมได้ยิน
Okay.
Yes
Let's repeat again.
Page 50.
Repeat
Let's
after
learn.
the
And
sound, okay?
learn the words. Number 1.
A bed.
Number 2.
Good
A
job.
bathtub.
A bed.
Number 3.
A sofa.
Sofa.
Number 4.
A stove.
Number 5.
A lamp.
A lamp.
Number 6.
A sink.
A sink.
Number 7.
A TV.
A TV.
Number 8.
A refrigerator.
A refrigerator.
Very good. Okay, so those are the things that we can see at home. Okay, can we try it again? Number 1, say a bed.
Sing a bed.
A bed. What's a bed?
Was a bed.
Yes, what is a bed? What do you do on the bed?
Oh, and
What do you
sleep.
You sleep. Very good. You sleep on the bed. Okay. Next, number 2. What's number 2? What is number 2?
Bathtub.
A bathtub. Okay, what do you do at the bathtub?
Bathtub.
Yes, what do you do at the bathtub?
Clean yourself.
What?
Clean yourself.
Clean yourself. Okay, you take a bath. Okay, you take a bath on the bathtub. Next, number 3. What's that?
A sofa. A sofa.
A sofa. Okay, what do you do in the sofa?
Sit and play.
Okay, sit on them and play. Okay, so you can also play on the sofa. Okay, next. Number 4, what's that?
Teacher, number 3.
Ah?
Sit and number 3 sofa.
Huh? Okay, number 4. What's number 4?
A stove.
Stove. So what do you do with the stove? What do you use it for?
Cooking.
For cooking. Okay. Okay, can you cook? Okay.
Cannot.
Okay. The stove is used for cooking. Next, number 5. What is that?
Lamp.
Lamp. Very good. And what is lamp for? Lamp is for?
Making a little light. Making light.
Yes. Okay. It's for giving light. Okay. Okay. Next, number 6.
Sing.
What is number 6?
Sing.
Sink. Very good. And what is sink for?
Wash your hands.
Washing your hands. What else? Washing your hand. Cleaning the dishes. What else?
Wash your face.
Washing your face. Okay. But this kind of sink in here is a bathroom sink.
Teacher หน้าไหน
Page 50. Okay, but this kind of sink in the picture is a bathroom sink. We use it usually for washing our hands and face. Okay, there's another kind of sink for kitchen or for dining room. Next, number 7, what's that?
TV.
A TV. What is it for?
It's for watching.
For watching movies, okay, and fun cartoons, yes,
And shows.
yes. Number 8, what is that?
A refrigerator.
A refrigerator. Very good. And what is that for?
For keeping your food cold.
Okay, for keeping your food cold. Very good. Okay, that is it. We have a bed, a bathtub, a sofa, a stove, a lamp, a sink, a TV, and a refrigerator. Okay, next one is ask and answer. Okay, we're going to listen to a conversation between Scott and her mom and Kate and her dad. Okay, Scott, no, it's not Scott. Andy and his mom and Kate and her dad. Okay, can you read this part? What is it? What does it say?
Where's the workbook?
Very good. Where's the workbook? And then the mom said,
It's under the bed.
it's under the bed. Good job. Okay, next. What's the question? What's Kate's question?
Where's the keychain?
They say, where's the keychain?
Where's the keychain?
It is by the stove.
It is by the stove.
Okay. Do you know what is a workbook? Okay. Where's your workbook? May I see it? Okay. Very good. That's your workbook. And in this picture, where's the workbook?
Under the bed.
Under the bed. Okay. Next one. What is Kate looking for in the next picture?
Keychain.
The keychain. And where is it?
It's on the stove.
It's by the stove. So now we're going to listen to a drum track about their
Page
conversation.
50. Drum track.
Drum track.
Where's the workbook?
It's under the bed.
Where is, where's, in, on, under, by. Where's the workbook? It's under the bed. Where's the music player? It's by the lamp. Where's the brush? It's in the sink. Where's the keychain? It's by the stove. Where's the picture? It's on the refrigerator.
Okay, very good. Okay. So number 1, we can see here, where's the workbook? Where's the workbook number 1?
It's under
It's
the bed.
under the bed. Very good. Number 2. Where's the music player?
It's by the lamp.
It's by the lamp. Very good. Okay, everybody, can you say it? It's by the lamp.
It's by the lamp.
Good job. And number 3. Where's the brush? Where's the brush?
It's on the sink.
It's on the sink.
It's in the sink. Say, it's in the sink.
It's in the sink.
Very good. And number 4, where's the keychain?
It's by the stove.
Good job. It's by the stove. And number 5, where's the picture?
It's on the refrigerator.
It's good job. It's on the refrigerator. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to mix sentences. Okay, about
Page
the words
51.
that we heard in the
C.
first part.
Make sentences. Number 1.
There's an umbrella in the bathtub.
There's an umbrella
Number
in the
2.
bathtub.
There's a rabbit by the bathtub.
There's a rabbit
Number
by the
3.
bathtub.
There's a lion on the bed.
There's a lion
Number 4.
on the bed.
There's a clock under the bed.
There's a
Number
clock
5.
under the bed.
There's a lunchbox in the sink.
There's a lunchbox
Number
in
6.
the sink.
There's a book in the refrigerator.
There's a book in the refrigerator.
There are balls under the TV.
There are balls
Number 8.
under the TV.
There are cameras by the lamp.
There are cameras by the lamp. Okay, good job. Okay, number 1.
Daddy, why it has so many subjects to happen to it?
Again?
I don't know why there's so many weird stuff in here.
I can't hear you well. Can you speak louder?
I don't know why there are lion in there.
Yeah. And I also wonder why there's a book inside the refrigerator.
To keep it cool.
To keep it cool, why do you have to keep the book cool? Okay. Number 1. Number 1. What? Can you make a sentence in number 1? There's an umbrella.
Umbrella in the bathtub.
Very good. There's an umbrella in the bathtub. Number 2. There's a rabbit.
By the tub.
Good job. There's a rabbit by the bathtub. Number 3.
There's
What
a
can you see?
lion on the bed.
There's a lion on the bed. It's scary. Number 4.
There's a clock under the bed.
There's a clock under the bed. Okay, number 4. There's a clock under the bed. Number 5.
There's a lunchbox in a sink.
Yes, there's a lunchbox in the sink. Number 6. There is a book
There is a book in the
in the refrigerator. Okay, number 7. Okay, what's that? What are they?
There are balls under the table.
Very good. Okay. Under the table, is it under the table or under the
Page
TV?
51.
Let us see.
C.
Under the
Make sentences.
TV.
Number
But also, maybe you can also say under the table because it's also under the table. So there are balls under the TV. And number 8.
There's a camera next to the lamp.
There are cameras next to the lamp. Okay. Very good. Let's listen to a drum track, another drum track about
Page
this.
51. Drum track.
There's an umbrella in the bathtub. There are balls under the TV. There's an umbrella in the bathtub. There's a rabbit by the bathtub. There's a lion
Okay,
on the bed.
repeat the sound, okay?
There's a clock under the bed. There's a lunchbox in the sink. There's a book in the refrigerator. There are balls under the TV. There are cameras by the lamp.
Good job, kids. Very good. Okay, so those are the sentences that we can make from the words that we learned in the previous part. So now we're going to listen to
Page
a
51.
chant.
D. Listen. Point.
Are there books
and
in the
chant.
bathtub?
Are there books in the bathtub?
Are there books in the bathtub?
No, there aren't.
Are there books in the sink?
No, there aren't.
Are there books in the refrigerator?
No, there aren't. No, there aren't. No, there aren't.
Is there a bird on the bed?
Yes, there is.
Is there a spider on the sofa?
Yes, there is.
Is there a baby in the bathtub?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Very good. Okay, are there books in the bathtub? What about you kids? Can you see any book in the bathtub?
No.
No, there aren't any books in the bathtub. Okay, but where are the books?
By the bathtub.
It's by the bathtub. Very good. Okay. Next. Is there a baby in the bathtub?
Yes, there is.
Is there a baby on the bathtub? Bathtub?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Yes, there is. And what is the baby doing?
Playing in the bathtub.
Okay. Is it a he or a she?
The sheep.
Okay, the baby is taking a bath. Taking a bath. Okay. So now I think you're going to have a homework today because we haven't finished your workbook. So for your homework, please finish. Wait a minute. Page.
Teacher, workbook.
Workbook. Please finish.
What page, teacher? What page?
I think page 48. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Page 48. Homework. Page
40, finish, teacher.
48? 48. Finished?
Finish. 40, finish.
No, 48.
48.
Yes.
No
Okay.
food. No food. No food. No food.
No worries, that will be your homework. Okay, so that's it for today. Today we learned the unit 6 of your conversation. We are still in the first part. Okay, so next week we're going to study the same. We're going to continue the same unit. Okay, but there's going to be another topic. Okay, so I hope that you learned from Teacher Lance today with the topic things at home. Okay, so I hope that you learned something from Teacher Lance, and I also enjoyed this class. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.
You may also say goodbye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye bye. Bye bye, teacher.